Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Runnerman15, and in today's video we are going to be checking out another viewer's comment. So Philippine Airlines 747 commented that I should try CindyCar.Drive. So I did a little bit of research, and from my research it's another soft body physics simulator, kind of similar to BeamNG. However, apparently this game is still is still work in progress, still in, a pretty early stage of development, but it is for PC and it should be free. So we're going to the first itch.io link. It's from Hiroshi, and CindyCar.Drive is a vehicle simulator based on soft body physics. The game has realistic car damage and many different features. The game is available on Android and Windows devices. The game is in the beta testing stage, so it may have a lot of bugs which will be fixed in the future. So this game is on Android. I don't really know how to obtain it on Android. I would assume you could probably, yeah, you can download the APK right here. But for today's video, I'm going to be checking out the Windows version. Let me know if you guys want me to try out the Android version as well. So apparently the last update was the beginning of the year, so there hasn't been an update in a while. Hopefully they're still working on the game, but I cannot 100% say if they are or not. So let's go ahead and download the zip file. So as you can see, it is downloading there. Alrighty, so the zip downloaded. Let's go ahead and open it and see what's in here. So CCD Windows 64, and I'm assuming this is the whole game right here. So let's go ahead and extract this from the folder. As you can see, it's about a gig in total size, so not a very big game, which is good. So it looks like the game is running on the Unity engine, just like the other two free soft body physics mobile games that I tried. If you guys are interested in those videos, be sure to check them out. So this is the main menu UI. As you can see, looks very similar to BeamNG Drive, at least the logo, but it has a little Unity logo in it. So it's pretty much BeamNG Drive if made on Unity, I guess. So we can look at the graphics section here. We have calculator graphics, shitty graphics, better graphics, and then I'm assuming, let's just put everything on maximum. I'm assuming is there controller support? Maybe not. Okay, that's okay. Anti-aliasing, and you also can't like scroll in these little drop downs, so the bottoms are kind of cut off. Yep, let's turn that on. Yep. Turn that on max because we're going to be using our own FPS limiter here. Let's just go ahead and press play and see what we can do. So there is a sandbox, a garage, and a map editor. What is in the garage? I'm assuming this is where we can take a look at all the different cars, and apparently there are mods. So if you guys do want to get some mods for this game, I guess the PC version has mods. I don't know about the Android version. Seems to be a decent amount of cars, more than FlexicX. So here are all the different cars. You can see they're just kind of unlicensed versions of real life cars. That's kind of that's kind of a weird looking like Jeep buggy, I guess. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go back and just play in one of the maps. So there's quite a few maps that we can play. There's a Polygon Map. It's kind of like, I'm assuming, the grid map, some sort of like mountain, a flat, just a completely flat map, a drifting map, a desert map, a island map, endless road, racetrack, mountain track, and finally a ramp, so we can do some crash testing. So I'm gonna try out the Polygon Map first, and we're gonna see if we can do some testing here, right? So let's spawn in. Let's go with the Elegance Rose. So apparently it shows an optimization on it. So I'm assuming that's like physics optimization. So some of them are medium, but apparently this one is good. So there's also apparently different configurations. So this one only has a stock configuration. So let's go ahead and spawn it in. Okay, very bouncy suspension, I would say. The graphics themselves aren't bad. It's looking like this game already has better anti-aliasing than BeamNG Drive, so that's always good to see. The reflections aren't terrible, I would say. Definitely not bad. This looks like the car is wrapped in like a foil or something. I can move stuff around with the controller, but let's just go ahead and drive the car forward. So the wheels are very funky, as you can see. Whoa! Okay. Well, the wheels in this car are very glitchy, it seems. good drift car, I guess. Okay, suspension might be a little bit broken on this car. Maybe it's because of the higher FPS, but you know, who knows. Let's see if there's any like suspension tests. Is there a reset? Are we able to? So as you can see, the game does have some issues. Okay, so tab actually spawns in a new car. Interesting. There are some issues, as I'm seeing already, but so far not bad. The game looks very, very crisp. So this is, whoa. Okay. The suspension does work, but the suspension's like super bouncy. It's like super bouncy. Let's do a little jump here. Okay. We're kind of flipped over here, but we can kind of see some of the destruction. And so far the destruction is not looking bad. Let's try just doing like a normal crash. Oh, wow. So the actual body deformation is not bad. The cracked glass texture, it's like the same texture on all the windows. That could probably be improved, but it's still not bad, right? I'm not seeing like any like car scratching like when I crashed. So I would say DriveX still has this game beat on that, but the actual deformation of the car is definitely not bad. So I spawned another car in, so we're at 3 cars now. And let's do a little bit of a better test here. So we'll go at like the 40 miles an hour. Okay, that was a little too slow. Didn't really do anything to the car. The wheel physics are not great. I won't lie. Okay, so that was about a 40 mile an hour crash. I would say this has better deformation than DriveX for sure. I would say this is probably on the level of FlexicX or I think it's called CSX now. But I would say it's even closer to like Beam and G levels of soft body physics. I would say it's a little glitchy, yes, and you know, there's no like hood or bonnet or anything underneath here. There's no like little trunk space under here because it's a rear engine car. But the actual deformation looks pretty good, I would say. It's definitely not bad. Actual like car handling is very jank, at least with this car, just because the wheels are very rubbery, I guess. Like the whole wheel is acting like a tire instead of just the tire itself. So I would say this game may be a little bit more stiff. Like in some parts the car feels a little more stiff with the actual body deformation. It feels a little bit tougher, but other parts of the car feel a lot softer. I don't know. Let's go ahead and try a different map. I'm going to try the jump map right now. And we'll also try out a different car as well. So let's try the ramp map. And let's go with a car. Let's try the Subaru out, the Sunrise Rally STI. There's also a stock and a sport configuration. Let's try out the sport configuration. So apparently this is a 2.0 car, so this has been updated. The optimization on it is medium, so let's see what the optimization really means in this game. So you see what I'm talking about, how the whole wheel is kind of has tire physics. Because the wheel is like bending, like the wheel's like super squishy. So the actual like tire like shrinking is kind of cool. There could be a little bit more polygons in the actual tire because it kind of looks like it's just squishing. It looks like all the tires are flat. So the wheel physics and the wheels themselves actually do need to be improved. But let's just go ahead and see how this thing crashes. So it was kind of like a light little side tap right there. Okay, so it looks like there's no axles. So there are still some car parts that do need to be added. And the actual car itself, I feel like these physics are a little bit softer. Let's go on the drift track. Let's try drifting around this track a little bit. So it looks like there are some Hiroshi vehicles, some different vehicles that we can try out here. Let's try out this car. So this is a version 1.1 and good optimization. So the actual car models are pretty detailed, but there are some parts missing. The interiors don't look bad. Obviously, the textures aren't like the greatest, but this is a Unity game, so I don't expect like the highest graphic fidelity out of this game, but so far it's not bad, especially for a little PC game, and it runs pretty well too. I'm running this game at my monitor's refresh rate, and we're only using about 75% of our GPU, which is quite a lot, but it's not bad. The game is still able to run pretty smoothly. Okay, so it looks like the tires are not glitching out on this car, at least not as much as that Ferrari. So that's good. So some of the cars do have better wheel physics. But as you can see, that Ferrari did not have great wheel physics. Okay, so this game feels very oversteery. I would say just with how bouncy the suspension is and how much the car can actually oversteer and then, you know, correct itself, I would say it's a little more arcadey. I think the driving physics might be a little bit better than DriveX. They kind of feel similar to FlexicX, I would say. Oh, sorry, I accidentally clicked off of the thing here. So the axles and wheels and stuff are a little funky on some of the cars. I'd say probably all of the cars. The actual wheel physics and like the strength of the wheels are good. They are not all squishy on this car, at least. And the actual body deformation isn't bad, but it does feel a little bit too exaggerated, if you know what I mean. It feels a little too soft. So if we were to jump into BeamNG Drive and I were to hit that same little bump I did earlier and that kind of made the car flip, the car probably wouldn't deform as much, but it's not bad for a free game. The game is free and it's still very early in development. And this is so far the first PC game that I've tried that's not BeamNG Drive, at least for soft body physics. I know of a couple of different soft body physics simulators. I know there's one called Rigs of Rods. So if you guys are interested in me checking out Rigs of Rods, let me know. But I know that game is free, and as far as I know, it's pretty much kind of like a more basic version of BeamNG. I don't know. I've never actually played it myself. I have seen a very limited gameplay, but so far this game is shaping up to not be too bad. So actually that wasn't terrible. Was not terrible. So something we can do in this game is we can actually try crashing another car into we can try crashing a car into another car. So you can see since we can spawn multiple cars, as you can see the frames are starting to drop. I'm assuming that's because of how many cars I've actually spawned in. So that's also an issue with BeamNG Drive as well. So this is not just an issue with this game. So that is kind of understandable. So just know if you are playing this game and you want to spawn in a bunch of cars, your FPS will probably take a nosedive. We can do a little crash test here. A little buggy, but not terrible. I feel like the body parts come off a little too easily, maybe. But not bad. This game definitely, like I've said with all the other games, this game has some promise. So far, FlexicX, in my opinion, has had kind of the most realistic... What's the node grab thing again? Oh? My gosh, okay. I don't know what the hell just happened, but sure. This game definitely has some promise to it, but it is still very early in development, and it hasn't really been updated very recently. It's been almost a year since this game has been updated, so hopefully the developer continues to work on this game. But so far, it seems pretty interesting. If you really want a sandbox soft body physics simulator and you don't want to pay $20 for BeamNG Drive, I would recommend checking out CindyCar.Drive. But other than that, that is the game. That is what it features. If you guys want me to check out the Android version, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if there's any differences between this and the Android version. I would imagine on the Android version, there's probably not as high as the graphics are probably not as good as on the PC version, but I'm sure everything else is probably very similar. It's probably pretty much the same game, right? So yeah, that is CindyCar.Drive. If you guys enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. I'm Runnerman15. I'll see you guys later. Peace. All right, so real quick, I wanted to take a look at the mods section just before the video ends. I know I kind of already ended it off, but just before the video ends, I did want to look at the mods. So we have some BMWs here, which I'm sure this is probably not licensed, but it is a mod. So car mod example. Got a Lamborghini, Dodge Ram, a Toyota Chaser. That's cool. So we are able to, oh, third party utility. Okay, so it looks like you will have to log into whatever mod IO crap they have in order to download mods, but there seems to be a decent amount of cars here that people have made. So there's some BMWs. There's a Vaz, a little Hellcat right there. And it's sorted by like highest rated, so there's some various cars here. And not looking like any maps. There's a map right there. So there's a little map. So there are a couple maps. They got the Covet from BeamNG Drive in here. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, so there are definitely a lot of cars that the community has made. So that is cool. If you guys are interested in seeing, if you guys are interested in trying out any cars that are not in the base game already, there seem to be a lot. I'm not sure how the actual crash physics will be for these cards, so I'll leave that up to you guys to test it out for yourselves. Or if you guys want me to, let me know if you guys want me to try out some of the mods in this game. So apparently there'll be like a store option. Okay. Oh, there we go. So you can actually buy cars. Oh, it sends me to a little checkout. Interesting. So you can buy cars. So I guess that'd be a good way to show some support for the developer if you wanted to maybe buy a car. I don't know how much money this is. What is 300p in US? Okay, it's not pounds. I know that for sure. Is that what Russian? Is that rubles? 300 Russian rubles to USD equals about $3. So $3 for some cars? Uh, that's not bad. That's pretty cheap in my opinion. So if you guys want to support the developer and you want official cars that were made by the developer, well, I don't know if they're mods or not. I can't 100% guarantee that these cars were all made by the developers. But if you do want to support the game without just donating money, if you actually want some content for the money that you're paying them for, there seems to be a car pack that you can pay $3 for. So that is not bad at all. Obviously, if you live in the US, the exchange rate is going to be different depending on the type of currency you use in your country, obviously. And then obviously there is a donation page for them. So yeah,